Welcome to Diva's Two Cents, where we bring complicated matters of life and we bring them out to the masses every week. We air every Friday at 4 p.m. Central Time. And today I have a special guest. And please, if any of this resonates with you, please share it with your friends and your families and even your enemies, because you never know who needs to hear this information, okay? So today, our special guest is, I'm going to put her on right now. It's Rachel Ligon, and she is a speaker and author, and she is the founder, ladies and gentlemen, of the ADORN Boss Business Academy. So welcome, Rachel. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Talk to me about what is this ADORN Boss Academy, Business Academy?
Yes, so basically, what I do, I teach aspiring digital entrepreneurs how to have a fulfilling online business that is in alignment with their passion and their purpose. And I do this by using the ADORN method, which is something that I teach. It's a 5-step formula that helps them get unstuck and finally overcome analysis of paralysis and overcome that imposter syndrome, and then finally be able to get started in their business that they always dreamed of. They don't know how, but I help them get started and get launched.
Okay, so who is the they? You help them. Who is the they and the them in your sentence?
It's for people who always wanted to create a business online, but they just didn't know how. So maybe they want to create digital products and how to even create them and sell them. Or maybe they want to start an online course, or they don't understand how to do the digital marketing or the research to find their target audience. So that we cover all of that, helping them get unstuck in those things that they are just possibly, paying for different courses online, or they put all these little pieces together, but they can't quite figure out the total concept of how do I make money online? How do I get what I have in my head online so I can get my message in front of others? So I basically, from beginning to end, show them step by step what they need to do, get unstuck, and uncomplicate the process of starting your online business.
That's it, taking complicated matters and breaking them down, huh? Just like Divas Two Cents.
Yeah.
So how did you get started with this? I mean, talk to us. Tell us a little bit about Rochelle and how did you go into this journey or start this journey?
Well, I have a background in media and mass communication. So I've worked as a news producer for like NBC and ABC affiliate stations. And then I transitioned into the film industry. And just being in the media, I always created content anyway. I would edit and all of these things. And so that kind of led to me realizing, I like what I was doing. However, I realized I was more passionate on the business side of things. And I wanted to have that location, time, and financial freedom that I was looking for. And so I started doing some research and I realized that a lot of things were moving online, especially since the pandemic, where I realized we didn't have to really be in the office anymore. So I was like, what can I do? And I started paying for different courses. I spent over $50,000 just learning about digital marketing. And from there, I started, creating my own little side businesses. I was testing things out here and there. And so I realized, okay, now I have the whole thing, but it took me so long to figure it out for myself. And I said, once I figure it out, I want to help others. And so that's how I got started with Adorn Boss Business Academy, is to simplify the process.
Wow. Well, where do you see this industry going within the next like 3 to 5 years? I mean, that's going to make you change the way you do business.
Well, yeah, I feel like it's just only going to become even more, I would say, acknowledged or accepted, or however you can say it, where basically people are more familiar. That's the word I'm looking for, with the idea and the concept of making money online and having that location, time, and financial freedom. Because right now it seems as if it is, more complicated than it needs to be. And
Mhm.
so that's why I feel like not only me, but I feel like this industry is really just going to continue to grow. I looked at the projections of, annual projections of this industry, and right now it's over 130 billion. And I saw that it's going to go to like 180 over in the next year. So it's like, it's a big industry.
So it's not so much saturated, right? Because different strokes for different folks, and the rainbow is made of a lot of colors. So where one person
Yeah,
may not be a good fit for you, then you go to the next one and the next one, and I think that's where the opportunities lie. Um,
yeah.
when you find,
Because what I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm saying I agree with you. It's never a no room for anyone. There's always enough room for everyone to get started, because that's the part of the thing is, oh, someone's doing what I'm doing. But what I show in my ADORN method is showing how that what you have, there's a specialty that you have that people are willing to pay for that only is unique to you, and finding your niche so that you can make sure that you find your pocket, because there's enough room for all of us. It's never really too late, because who you are, no one can ever have that specific thing in your take on what you're trying to create. That there's enough room for everyone.
I know, I know. So let me ask you this question. If you were to differentiate yourself with others, what would make you unique in this space?
Well, that I actually base my business off of biblical principles. So everything that I teach is in alignment with the word of God. So therefore, I always align everything, and it's rooted in my faith. And so that's why I call it originally I had called it Adorn Faith. But now I realize Adorn Boss Business Academy, I just playing on the word adorn, which is to make things beautiful. So it was just learning. In the beginning, I was showcasing how to make your faith beautiful online. But now it's like, well, I want to teach the business side, because I really am attracted to the entrepreneurship side of me. And so I wanted to help others, but I still am rooted in the biblical faith of it all. And that's the foundation of what I teach. These principles came from the Bible, and I feel like, you can't go wrong with that.
Oh, that's wonderful. No, that's wonderful. Now, some people say if you go that route, you kind of have 50% of an audience, because 50% will follow biblical alliances
hmm
and others won't. Does that concern you at all, or that's your target audience and that's it?
No, it does not concern me, because you have to understand you can't try to please everyone. That's where, when you try to please everyone, you really get no one, because no one is going to always accept every single thing you do. So that's when I say, when you think about, is there room for me? Well, yes, there is, because there are, if you look at the statistics, you can look online, there are billions of people in this world, and hundreds of millions of them are Christians. And out of those, you have to look at how many of them want to start an online business. So, and within that community, there's hundreds of thousands of people still. So it's still room, and it's not, don't ever look at it as competition. You can always collaborate with like-minded people who are doing what you're trying to do. So never look at it as, oh, there's not enough room, or I'm leaving money on the table. No, who is for you is who is for you. And then when you find your niche and your specialty, which is something that I teach, you're able to charge more for what you want to offer others, and you get in front of the people who are looking exactly for what you are looking for. So it's not about thinking that scarcity mentality. I help you get over that. There's so much room for everyone.
Yeah. I usually tell people, your audience, once you know what your niche is, your audience will find you. It's not so
Mhm.
much that you have to go looking for them. They'll find you if they really need you. Now, what do
Mhm.
you find in when you're coaching people and when you're going through that process with people, what makes someone stuck?
Well, for what I've noticed most is just that analysis paralysis, and feeling like they don't know enough, or they're not good enough, or they don't understand like what their whole concept is. They know they have an idea, and maybe they had a vision, or they don't know how to put together, or possibly they also have feel as if they don't want to move forward until they think they got to have everything in place first. And that can be, that perfectionism is also in alignment with fear. And so just that fear of unknown, or maybe fear of being successful, is the responsibility. So I just kind of basically help them understand this is what it will look like depending on whatever route they want to take. And then make it not seem so scary, so they can just go ahead and get started. And the whole point of having a mentor like me is someone to walk you through it, someone who's been there, who has the education and the knowledge behind you, so that you're going to stay motivated. And a lot of times you aren't really going to be able to move forward, because every time you run into a roadblock and you don't have someone behind you supporting you, you're going to get stuck, and then you waste so much time trying to figure that out. You move a little bit ahead and then you get stuck again. But when you have a mentor behind you, you constantly keep moving. You see that momentum in a faster pace. So yeah.
So that's interesting that you say that, because even someone like yourself and myself, we constantly seek mentors. So it's not a
Yeah.
matter of whether we should not have a mentor, but we always need a mentor. You always need a coach. I guess coach, the term coach is being used so much that now we really understand that it's not so much being coached, it's being mentored, helped. So let's say,
Yeah.
for example, someone that may be watching today, if you want to launch something, if you want to start your business, if you even want to just start somewhere, what's step number one? Maybe you can give us just a little tip on what's step number one. What would you suggest?
Yeah, step number one, which is what I teach within the ADORN method, that's ADORN. A stands for your assignment. D stands for discover. O is one step ahead. R is your research, your market research. And then N is niching down. So step one is always going to be your assignment. Again, I told you I really am rooted in faith. So what are the spiritual gifts that were assigned to you at birth? This helps you identify what is something that's unique and special about you that God created within you, and then align that with your purpose. So we really looking to see, how did God create you, and then what your purpose, then we align that with your passion. And then from there, we discover what is something that you would like to do and how you are able to serve others with your gifts, so that when you do start your business, it's going to be something fulfilling and it means something to you emotionally. And then you're going to be passionate about actually following through with it, because it's not just a paycheck for you. This is a passion and a purpose, and it's also in alignment with your gift. So now you know you're really serving others with something that comes so natural to you. And that's the first step that I teach, is just getting your knowing, understanding what's your assignment,
So,
what's your
so
purpose.
do you ever have people that say, well, I don't know what my passion is. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have a spiritual gift test, that a resource that I send them. So I help them work that out, because it is kind of something to a lot of people may not have analyzed their life in that way. But what I've done when I've done the work for myself, it has really helped me gain clarity. And that's what you really need to move forward, is having a clear idea of who you are and then what you want to do. And that's what we do in the very, very first step. So now you understand where you want to be. Now the other process is just catching up to your end goal. So we start from your end goal to in the beginnings. We need to know that first. So now we know how to maneuver and have the process to get you there. So that's step one, is know where you want to go. Who are you and what do you want to be?
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Now, I just, and a shameless plug here, okay, on my little book. So I want you to make sure that you check it out, Embodying Your Identity for the Life You Want to Live. And in the book, I go through the processes that I went through as well. Similar to what you're saying, you have to kind of go deep inside to figure out, who am I? Who am I? Titles, or is it a title, or is it a role that I wear, or something? What is it that gets you to understand what you want to do in life and get paid for doing? We work so long in life, right? We work. We might as well do something that we're passionate about and we love to do.
Yeah.
And I tell the people that I mentor, I usually tell them, well, if money wasn't an object, and I got this from Joe Bauer, if money is not an object, what would you be doing? What would you be doing?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, you have to drill deep. And I think with your Adorn Boss Business Academy, I think you help people do that, don't you?
I would do it for sure. Yeah, it's very important.
So what
So
what
do something that you love and that you're passionate about, because I know that when I was just working in corporate and I was feeling unfulfilled, because it's just, a mundane process that I'm doing for someone else. But I know I had passions within inside myself. I didn't know how to articulate it. I didn't know how to get clarity on it. I just knew I wasn't fulfilled. But now I'm doing something that is in alignment with who God created me. One of my strongest spiritual gifts is teaching. So I do that involuntarily. Like I just like, you don't have to ask me. I just can't help but try. Whenever I learn something, I just want to share it with you. And I didn't realize that was actually a gift. And so you only can teach what you know. So I really done my research, and I really now am full force, like helping others get there as well.
So how do people
So
get
it's
a hold of
it's
you?
alignment with your purpose.
Tell me. Someone's watching and they want to get a hold of you. How do they get a hold of you?
Oh, yes, you can go to boss.adornfaith.com and you can get a hold of me there. You can also get a hold of me through my email at speaker, SPEAKER, Rachel Ligon, RACHELLIGON at gmail.com
At
to email me.
gmail.com. Okay. Oh, awesome. So are you open to new clients? I mean, are you taking on new clients or are you kind of just tapped out?
No, I am taking new clients, absolutely.
Okay.
So yeah, we can do one-on-one, and I'm also in the works right now of putting together a new course. But I do have a course already. It's how to find a profitable niche, where I walk you step by step using the ADORN method to get unstuck and finally, get started with your online business.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so guys, here you have it. You have Rachel Ligon, speaker, author, Adorn Boss Business Academy. Get a hold of her if this is something that you would like to pursue. How about a last tip, young lady? Give us a last tip. Something
My
you
last tip
to know.
is going to be from the ADORN method, which is the letter O. It stands for one step ahead. And what this does is help you overcome your imposter syndrome and figure out what is your value. So, what this means is just knowing that you know something that someone else does not know, which actually qualifies you in that moment to teach something. So, for example, if you were a writer, and someone else may not understand anything about writing, but you may understand story structure. You may understand, how to tell a story from beginning, middle, and end. And what you can do is teach someone who is wanting to create a story. So I help you get in front of your target audience who is looking for what you have. And then knowing your specialty, that right there is just going to help you realize, okay, this is so valuable that people are willing to pay you to teach what you already know. So that one step ahead, get out of your head. You have everything you need to be successful right now with what you already have. And I can help you know exactly what is that thing that you have to offer.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Mhm.
We'll put it in the comments how to get a hold of you. And for those of you out there, reach out to Rachel Ligon. Thank you so much, my dear. I really appreciate you. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for having me. Thank you.
You're welcome.